Hey guys, I'm really sorry I can't be there again today. I feel really bad physically. You obviously can tell I can't talk very well, and I won't be there next Wednesday, so I'm going to miss you guys for a whole week and a half, and I'm really sad about that. But these things happen, and I'm really sorry, so I'm trying to show you my face. Here I am. I just wanted to go through this PowerPoint with you so you can understand why we're doing Greek mythology, because we're studying Greek theatre this term. So you'll have a handout with, and all you need to do is take just a couple of dot point notes while we're going through this PowerPoint, okay? Just about those 4 blocks that you can see, right? Because they're called the conventions of Greek theatre. So let's go through it real quick for you, and then you can get up and we'll play. I'll tell you how to play a game. Okay. Come on, computer. There we go. Okay. So what is Greek theatre? So this over here you can see is a form of Greek theatre. You may not have seen this type of theatre before. It's a very old form of theatre, but it's lots of fun because we get to look at Greek myths. So it's all about Greek gods. That's why you were looking at them yesterday. It's about Hercules, it's about white robes, togas, and it's so much more. We're going to be specifically looking at this thing here called the chorus. Okay, it's going to be lots of fun. So this is a little bit about the history. You can have a quick read through that. I'm not going to read it out to you because I can't talk properly. But basically it was started in ancient Greece as a form of entertainment, and it was to celebrate the gods. Okay. Don't have to worry about writing this one down. Okay. Does anyone know what this is called? I hope you do, and I hope you answered. It is called an amphitheatre. Okay, so when we look back at this shape, it's designed like that so that when the actors were standing in the middle, their voice could be projected. Okay, so you've all been to an amphitheatre. There's one right outside the room, and this is where that design came from. Is from ancient Greece. So these are the 3 types of Greek theatre that you'll see. Okay, so there is a little square on your sheet that says types of Greek theatre. Okay, so we'll go through them real quickly. So comedies, which I'm reckoning most of you will do because you're all hilarious. Okay, comedies are the most popular ones from ancient Greece. They're all about being funny. Okay, a tragedy is when something really sad happens. Think about Romeo and Juliet, when Romeo and Juliet die. Okay, you might want to do that one because you guys love playing death as well. So that might be a good choice. Okay, and satires are comedies within a tragedy. Okay, so it's a black comedy or a dark comedy. I'm really hoping you can understand me because this is hard, but you guys are worth it. The main things is there was only 3 actors. Okay, women weren't allowed. Women weren't allowed to do a lot of things in ancient Greece, but thank God that's changed. And the big thing was because the next thing we have to look at, because they wear masks. Okay, so masks are what you wear on your face. Because they wore masks, their gestures are really big and elaborate. So they were moving around quite a bit. All right. So there was only 3 actors, which means that everybody else was the chorus. And the chorus basically played the narrator role. So you can see here the narrator. These ones I want you to write down. Okay, so maybe pause the video, write them in your own words where it says chorus on your sheet. Okay, so you need to understand that the chorus is talking about to the audience. They're trying to help them understand the story. Okay, and it's a lot of singing and chanting and masks. We're going to play with this a little bit, okay, when I get back, or even on next Wednesday. But we will play with it. So this is an example of what the chorus can look like. We will probably watch Hercules at some point, so you'll get real familiar with these characters. Costumes, I think that's one of your squares as well. We've got a wonderful array of Greek togas and things in our costume room, so you will be in costume for this one, and it will be hilarious. It'll be great. Sorry again, pause the video if you need, and just writing down, at least writing Greek togas and masks, okay, because they're the two really important ones. These are some examples, so you might have seen these around. If you've watched 300, then this is what they're wearing. Spartans, okay, Sparta. Okay, you'll have another square for masks, so you might need to pause again. So this one's really important because all three actors would wear masks, and that helps them, and they'd often change masks because it would help them portray different characters. Okay, the masks were what forced people, because you can't see your facial expression, you then go into making bigger movements, and that's what we're going to play with today, okay? So with the masks, they're arranged so that you can amplify the voice. We'll play with masks. If you are uncomfortable with the mask, then you need to work on creating a mask with your face, okay? So creating that facial expression. These are some examples. Ours do not look like this, okay? These are proper ancient Greek examples. Ours are rubber versions of these. Okay? They're lots of fun. Look at this one. Look at that mouth. It's terrifying. All right. Okay, some technical difficulties. That's the button I want. Okay. No, it's not going to let me. Okay, so you're going to have to go to this link here, okay? And just watch the beginning of Hercules, okay? And look for those conventions. So what were the conventions again? Okay, we're looking at mask, costume, what was it? I think chorus is the most, these two are the most important, mask and chorus. Greek mythology, Greek gods, and generally a bit of singing and dancing as well. Okay, so once you've done that, once you've watched that video, okay, I want you to play a game, okay? You're going to play charades, all right? So the reason we're playing charades is because you need to practice using big movements, okay? You can play it in small groups if you like, but I'd prefer you to play it all together because you're good at playing all together. You're a really good group, okay? I want you to be good for each other and good for the relief teacher, okay? So play for charades for as long as you want. Once you've done all your notes, okay? So really looking at trying to be big characters. When you get bored of playing charades, okay, because I know you guys have short attention spans. When you get bored of playing charades, what I would like you to do is to, with a group, a small group, okay, 3 to 5, I want you to write a story from your holidays, okay, whichever story you want. And you're going to turn that into a chorus. Okay, so you're going to write that story of your holidays, and then you're going to pick out bits from that story that you're going to tell together. So the words that you're going to say together as a group, words that you're going to say individually, and then how you're going to act that out as the chorus. Okay, have a go, see how it goes. If you just get to writing the story, we'll put the chorus bit together next time, okay? And remember, the game jar is there. There's a games book as well, if you'd like to look at those, okay? Please be good for your relief teacher. They work hard, okay? All right. Bye, guys. I'm so sorry I can't be there. Love you. Bye.